نتابع أعمال المؤتمر مع الجلسة الثانية التي تحمل عنوان وظائف المستقبل بين الطموحات والتحديات، وتترأس هذه الجلسة الأستاذة سعاد السويدي نائب الأمين العام لجائزة خليفة التربوية من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، فلتتفضل مشكورة.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يحتل التعليم في دولة الإمارات مكانة خاصة وتوليه القيادة اهتماماً بالغاً، فالتعليم محوراً أساسياً من المحاور الأربعة التي ترتكز عليها مئوية 2071، حيث يهدف المحور إلى بناء أفضل تعليم في العالم لضمان إعداد أجيال المستقبل وتأهيلها لخدمة المجتمع، المبني على تعلم مهارات القرن ال21 باستخدام طرق تعليمية متقدمة وتقديم أفضل تعليم عال على مستوى العالم. كما تلخص رؤية الإمارات 2021 توجهات الدولة في المرحلة القادمة في ظل اتحاد قوي آمن سيخطو الإماراتيون فيه بثقة وطموح، متسلحين بالمعرفة والإبداع لبناء اقتصاد تنافسي منيع في مجتمع متلاحم متمسك بهويته، ينعم بأفضل مستويات العيش في بيئة معطاءة مستدامة، وتكاد لا تخلو أي استراتيجية أو رؤية من القيادة الحكيمة في دولة الإمارات من وجود التعليم كعنصر أساسي فاعل فيها. تحتضن أيضاً دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة العديد من المؤسسات التعليمية الوطنية والعالمية المرموقة، والقطاع الاقتصادي في دولة الإمارات يفرز سنوياً عدداً كبيراً من الفرص الوظيفية. فهل مخرجات التعليم في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة تسهم بفعالية في تسريح رأس المال البشري بالمهارات اللازمة لهذا السوق وفرصه الوظيفية؟ الإجابة إن شاء الله عن هذا السؤال بتعرفنا فيه الأستاذة أسماء الكثيري في ورقتها مخرجات التعليم وتلبية متطلبات سوق العمل، فلتتفضل مشكورة. أستاذة أسماء عندك 20 دقيقة.
السلام عليكم. أولاً أحب أشكر الدعوة الكريمة من مركز الأبحاث مركز الإمارات للدراسات والبحوث الاستراتيجية على الدعوة الكريمة. ثاني شيء أحب أني أنا أشارككم بتجربة شخصية في البداية. طبعاً الكل بعد الثانوية يفكر يقول على زماننا هذا كان هندسة أو طب، كنا دائما نفكر كخريجين متفوقين دائما نفكر بالطب أو الهندسة، ولكن أنا كنت من المحظوظين اللي كانوا مقبولين من قبل مكتب تنسيق البعثات سابقا، اللي هو مكتب الدراسات اللي تبعت الطلاب للولايات المتحدة في هذيك الفترة، وكان من بين اللجنة المقابلة سعادة الدكتور جمال السويدي، وأنا هني أشكره على دعمه لنا وتوجيهه لنا الدائم، إنه هو دائما كان يحفزنا إن إحنا نتنوع في المجالات التعليمية اللي إحنا ندرسها. يعني أنا كنت أتذكر إن أنا قلت له مرة أنا أبغى أكون دكتورة، قال لي زين أنت ليش تكونين دكتورة إذا الدولة أنت تحتاج في مجالات أخرى أنت تقدرين تدرسينها كطالبة متفوقة. قلت له أوكي زين أنت انصحني شو أدرس. قال لي زين تقدرين تدخلين في مجال صحي ممكن أنت تبدعين فيه، وبعدها إحنا كمكتب تنسيق البعثات نقدر إن إحنا ندعمك في مرحلة الماجستير. فدخلت في علم الجينات، وكان بعد توجيهه طبعا، وأنا أحب أشكره في هذا التوجيه. من بعد مرحلة الجينات ودرستها في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية في جامعة ماريلاند، وكانت من جامعة في من أفضل الجامعات البحثية. فيوم تخرجنا من هناك ردينا البلاد، كانت الفرص جدا محدودة في مجال الأبحاث في علم الجينات، ولكن استقبلتنا كذا شركة، وهي من الشركات المعروفة حاليا هي شركة مبادلة، في أيامها كانت أوفست تنتقل لمبادلة لتطوير الأعمال. العبرة في القصة أن الشركة، وأنا إذا أنت تعليمك الأساسي قوي فأنت بتقدرين أنك أنت تواصلين أو تتحدين الصعوبات اللي تواجهك عشان أنك أنت تقدمين الأفضل وأدائك الوظيفي يكون مبدع في هذا المجال. من بعدها احنا دخلنا في تدريب تخصصي جدا هو في مجال السي اف اي Certified Financial Analysis، وبعدها دخلنا في برامج تعليميه اخرى من مثل اداره الاعمال، والحمد لله كنا من ضمن الفرق اللي هي ساهمت في المشاريع في العلوم الصحيه، يعني ايضا رجعت لي العلوم الصحيه في النهايه. التعليم نسأل أنفسنا هل تتوافق مخرجات التعليم مع تأهيل؟
We ask ourselves, do they commensurate from moving from education stage to the marketplace? Does it give them the technical and professional qualifications by the institutions in the government and private sector? And most importantly, does it qualify undergraduate to be prepared to cope up with the ambitious countries' perspectives and the other visions in the different emirates across the country? To answer those questions, from our expertise in Sundus Employment Company, we didn't really face many challenges looking at the outcomes of education, because education systems or outcomes, they commensurate with the education outcomes globally. So when we employ a teacher or for an education purposes, they commensurate with the international practices. One of the employees, they remained for 1 month or 2 months, or during their university studying, they work with us in different departments with different measures than what they study. So we see sometimes that those students, they do very good in other than their major in college, and that is a good point. And later I will I'll give you other examples of Emiratis. If we move to the marketplace and its requirements, right now we see companies, they require or they ask the nominees to be qualified, fit, independently. So I put qualification, as you see, as point number 3. So what matters to me is the fit and proper and qualification of the person himself more than the qualification. Second point is to have a scientific certificate or qualification. Third point is the ability to adapt. In the country, we can see a rapid in transformation or changing the structure of the institution or based on the renewable requirements for marketplace. So we need the nominees to have the ability to adapt. Fourth point, to have initiatives and the ability to innovate in the private, semi and government sectors. If we can move now to the gap. The marketplace requires efforts from 3 main pillars. As you can see, we have used to blame an authority. For example, if a student doesn't have the will to study or educate himself, we blame then the education institute that it didn't prepare the student to have the abilities required by the employer. Also the employer, as my brother Isa said earlier, that employers, they need to be an effective member in training undergraduates to prepare and learn and teach those employees when they apply. Based on the cooperation relationship where we'll have society that is capable of coping up with the country strategy. The human resources and emiratization, they are working on programs such as Wajehni or Direct Me program. It is a program for the students in schools in the elementary stages until they enter the university. We've conducted a study. We are a company working on a regular studies. We see the employees throughout. Are they happy? Are they suitable for the jobs being chosen to? I wanted to share with you the study for the professional performance for those holding scientific certificates and working in different fields. Our sample are employees with less than 2 years experience, and they hold scientific certificates different from their jobs. The purpose of the study was to know the challenge that faces the graduates when adapting to a job that is different from what they studied in university. The results of the study were outstanding for the Emiratis, but first I will talk about foreigners. 67% from different nationalities holding different certificates issued from outside the country, they said their professional performance is better than those holding the similar certificate for the job they do. And 33% they see that they are equal to those doing the job similar to their qualification. Those people, they took training to take that position in that certain company. The outstanding information said that the Emiratis 100% said that after taking training and the appropriate programs, they see that they are capable to do a job other than the certificate they have studied in university, and they can do better than those holding the same certificate as the job they do. The outcomes from this study, it was collectively a consensus between all participants from all nationalities. They concentrated on the importance of training and ad hoc programs that help teach skills in working and contributing to accomplishing expected achievements. Also, most of the participants, they expressed the importance of general skills such as expressing self and how to present your CV and public culture. Most people, they found that there is a real challenge confronting graduates and new graduates, which is the year of experience that is being asked by the employers. Many people, they say, we want to work, we want to do a job after they graduate, but once we apply for a job, the company tells us that we do not have the required skill or the required experience. If we don't work, how can we get experience? Because this is a challenge we literally see and we face. And we can tackle it through training though. Most people, they see that semi-government and government companies and private sector, they need to accept new graduated people and encourage them to continue learning throughout ad hoc training or practical trainings. Some of the companies, they conducted training programs such as ADNOC. Since the 70s, ADNOC is giving training programs, and those programs proved efficiency, represented with many graduates from the petroleum institutes. And ADNOC is developing through time to contribute to the economy of the country. So why don't we apply the same system as ADNOC? I mentioned Mubadala as well earlier. I will give them the credit because they give training programs to me and my colleagues. We don't have a financial major in college, but they trained us to the financial fields and they made us succeed. There is other companies affiliated with Mubadala such as Strata. It teaches students and trains them to install or dismantle parts of airplanes and many other training programs, and those programs must be invested in. In brief, in conclusion, the ability of our own Emirati citizens are high abilities, and we need to exploit it and use it to our good. We need to qualify our citizens, our graduates, by giving them the ad hoc and required training. And we ask the institutions in the countries to train them efficiently to achieve the objectives of the company in first and then the UAEs. Thank you very much.
شكرا أستاذ أسماء. أولت الدولة اهتمام بالتعليم المهني
The country gave the technical education a great importance. Taken into consideration, it is one economic pillar. Training and education, professional and technical, is being launched within the fourth industrial revolution, and the aim is to build an economy depends on AI. So now we have Dr. Abdulrahman Al-Hamadi to define the role of vocational and technical education in preparing for jobs in the future, both in the industry and his paper. As I said, in the role of vocational and technical education in preparing for jobs.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. في البداية شكر الجميع.
In the beginning, I would like to thank the ECSSR for their invitation. I would like to thank His Excellency Professor Sanad Al-Suwaidi for holding such great conference in which they have a role in the development march within the strategic plans of the country. Of course, when we talk about education role, vocational education, which today most of the participations concentrate on the close relationship between industrial sector and its close relationship to the education outcomes in general, and in particular the technical and vocational education. Many of you have concentrated on the sustainable development and sustainable learning as the basic principle to fill the gap between the professions development or professions change and even preparing our citizens to receive new jobs. This decreases the fear of jobs will disappear in the future, because since our citizens or our employees are being sustainably developed, we have no reason to fear the change in the future, because training will do just fine. Today we expect 65 of students, of kids who entered last year to schools in the world. They will not find the job that exists today. Jobs of today, when those kids today graduate in the future, will be different. This means the government, private sector, they need to adapt the lifelong learning. Human capital is our currency to success. We need to promote vocational education. We need to encourage them to invest in that. It requires the government to be the organizer and regulator to the marketplace to ensure sustainability of building skills of students all around. We are lucky that our leaders are foreseeing a future before the emergence of new models of foreseeing future in AI. Institutions such as Abu Dhabi for vocational education was established years ago by Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. Our leadership in education, they are fully aware that, as they say, education and sustainable development of our citizens will affect our outcomes. We need to cope up with the changes as per the requirements of the marketplace as soon as possible, whether on the short or the long term. Sheikh Abdullah in that video talked about the schools and who answered it today. So we are foreseeing 15 years in the future. So in 2035, we will have a new generation with a new mindset, with a new information. Also, let us not underestimate the ability of the Emirati citizens today and their ability to cope up with the new technologies in education. We have many models that can prove that. I can talk about sciences, for example, space sciences. We've achieved that. We are planning to 2071 to have big ambitions in space. So we can foresee the future pretty well, I think. We need to prepare our generations to bring new sciences. But still, in my presentation, I will talk about models. They exist. I have 3 models only. The world is interested in vocational training and education. The models I've seen in Germany, Singapore, and Japan. We are pleased today to have Professor from Singapore University. So we will talk about the Singaporean experience. We found out that those countries have developed based on one concept. They took care of a human capital, they trained the human, invested in them. And those countries, they have embraced universities. For example, in Germany, when we visited Germany, we have an experience with them on Al-Ittihad train. Al-Ittihad train is being operated by Deutschland company. We've worked with this company for a year to evaluate one program that we might benefit from to create an Emirati generation under the new industry, which is train industry. We met for a whole year together to talk about the methodology and the program and how this could benefit the country. We visited them in Germany, and this company had colleges within the company. So they have students, they teach them, they train them, and they consider them employees. They have annual bonus and annual vacations. This gave loyalty to those students. So this company will never have shortage in human capital thanks to this college. This experience happened in Singapore similarly. Those models up to date, we don't have such examples and models in the UAE, but soon enough we have an economy committee will be issued in the UAE, and part of a small portion of its business will be to have such augmentation between companies and universities. In Japan also, universities, they had technical colleges within those universities, and they bring students from schools 30%, and they embrace those students in universities. So they take 10%, about 10,000 students annually, and they qualify them in a certain field. In Japan, job opportunities are too many. So one student has 20 job opportunities in front of them to choose. So this model gives the chance to jobs. If the student is not qualified, then he cannot fit the job. So we need to train them. Of course, the model is, the education model in general is similar, but the vocational education system is basically going around the employer-centered and qualified staff. So we need the students, or we need the marketplace to build curricula. Vocational education system is untraditional way system for education. It is using an alternative methods in education. So we can go to the company itself and we can conduct a training within that company. We can give the students vocational education, OGT as we call it, or we can bring experts to explain to students what the marketplace requires for them to learn. So it might be a self-learning and classroom learning at the same time. We can bring or onboard new teachers from a scientific and practical expertise. And those experts will create a new curricula. Also, we need to have accredited qualifications. The UAE has established the National Qualifications Authorities to look into those matters. Apprenticeship model, an institute-based one, we have three basic models. The apprenticeship model, the institute-based learning model, and the lifelong learning model. Those three models were applied by visiting those three countries that I mentioned earlier. It is wrong to go to a country, bring their model, apply it as is here in this country. This is not right, I think. Their community does not commensurate with our community, so we cannot do that. But we've seen some models abroad. We did a trial to them here in the country, and we chose some parts of it to apply it. On those three models, we have many experiences. In the apprenticeship model, after we visited Germany, and after we've seen their model, we've reviewed the model to Etihad Train, and we registered some students in this program today. Thank the Lord, the first alumni are graduated. But there is a condition. Their vacation will not be here. Their vacation will be in train stations in Europe. They need to learn from them. So this model is practical based on our experience or our visit to Germany. We thought that this German company with us creating this curricula, this program, and part of the training is practical in the metro stations, will work in developing the skills of students to enable them in the marketplace. The company now entirely depends on those students, and that they will be the first people to operate Etihad train in Al Dhafra area. And as Mr. Isa said, education will change to training and education, so we tried that. We didn't reach 70%, the 70-30 model. We reached about 40 or percent until now. We thought that we are guaranteeing a job opportunity for those students, because the company that trains those students have signed contracts with those students telling them after they graduate they will be officially employed in that company. So such institutions to train students and employ them after they graduate, this will create less unemployment opportunities in the future. Just for the sake of time, we will go to the second model, which is the institute-based model. It is, as we all know, the traditional learning model throughout a classroom. Those programs, it has a criteria in vocational education. It depends on projects, it depends dealing with simulators and also workshops, commensurating with the accreditation authority, and then monitoring the performance of students based on the assessment on ongoing basis to monitor their performance. Also, throughout the vocational education, we have two important things. They don't exist in public learning, which are a verifier to the student, where someone else other than the teacher comes in to monitor the performance of the students, and this monitor or examiner can monitor the student inside the classroom and outside. So this is a linkage between the outcomes of education, and based on this model we have applied a program with the armed forces. Today we have more than 500 students from the armed forces studying ad hoc subjects. The armed forces used to employ personnel, then train them, but now what happens is we have students, we train them by the armed forces, and after that they are employed with them and they ensure a vocational career for them. We have sufficient number of Emiratis up to date, but we will continue what the armed forces has done in the past, and we will send scholarship and apprenticeships. We will have a program to polish their qualifications practically. After they take the qualification, they will go to the employer, they will be subject to a training program, and armed forces will get good qualified personnel in the future. There are bonuses. For example, the first to graduate will have another free advanced program. This is the second model that we worked on, dealing with the General Headquarters for Armed Forces, and this is a practical program or project. This program we applied after we visited Singapore and Japan. So this program is an ad hoc one in engineering and not specialized in soft skills. It is technical. There is no difficulty about it. This model was accepted by students. The third model, lifelong learning, and it is widely spread.
هو محور أساسي
It is a basic principle, and we found out that throughout the vocational education, it is a good role to bring in experienced employees. After this technology and advancement, companies need to be prepared to develop and advance their employee based on the new technologies and not losing that employee to the new technologies. So we need to train this employee, give him new skills to adapt to the change. So we designed programs in particular with Saha Foundation. They are the authority responsible for regulating healthcare sector in Abu Dhabi. 90% of the customer care in hospitals are Emiratis. So we brought in Emiratis. We talked to them about it, about their role, and how can we develop their skills, and how those skills affect their key performance. So we gave him more job, less training. The trainings were short a bit. During my discussion, I told him, instead of wasting those employees' times, we will build them and design a program to build their qualifications. So the program was for a full year, like a diploma. And this means that this employee will not lose their job and will not lose their education. So they can do both, study and work. And they can polish their skills and build their skills. If they want, they can change their job based on the new skills, or they can continue their job. So we can say being practical in training supports what he studies. In the UAE, in brief,
التاريخ المجال وين بدأ التدريب.
we can see that we started in those programs a long time ago, but we crystallized this idea thanks to Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, and we made it more scientifically. We issued institutions based on this ideology, such as the Applied Technologies Institute, the Vocational Education Institute, and other technical institutions. We have a strategic plan to increase this number of institutions in the coming years until 2025 to reach 40%. This is the ambition. It is not difficult. Yes, it needs too many things to do. It is hard to make the community accept this change, but still we need to qualify institutions to meet the requirements of the marketplace in close relationship with education. If the industry is apart from education, all of our efforts are gone with the wind. So we need to have a close relationship between education and marketplace. Monthly we sign agreements with the industries to include them with us in trainings, programs, and education, to contribute with us, in including universities. One last minute, Doctor. The challenge is in the community and social awareness. The number of students now studying in the technical university exceeds 10,000 students. This was one of the challenges. We are tackling it and solving it. The Ministry of Education has its own applied methodology, and it's being applied in all universities. We have over 3,000 students subject to this program. This breaks the barriers that we once feared. Thank you very much.
تعنى حكومة دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة بجميع
The UAE is proud of its community. The government has launched an initiative for the people of determination to enable them to efficiently participate in society, to guarantee a well-being for them and their families. The last panel will be about the people of determination as partners in the future. Those will be presented by Mr. Fa'az Shamsi.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Peace be upon you. Praise to Allah and Muhammad and his companions. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. I am pleased in the beginning to extend my thanks to the Emirates Center for Strategic Studies and Research for their generous invitation for me to participate in this great conference. If we look to the practices of countries in dealing with people of determination, we will see that there is a great transformation to the methodologies in dealing with the people of determination, such as having a charitable initiatives and programs and dealing with the people of determination in separate matters, apart from the sustainable development, looking at the rights of people of determination, which insist on including people of determination in society. This transformation is an important one. It means that countries, they are aware of the rights of people of determination. 50 years ago, 100 years ago, people of determination meant that having a problem with somebody, this person must be isolated. He's a person of determination. He must be isolated from society, and therefore we need to have special institutions to take care of him. But today, things have changed. We see a big transformation. Looking at people of determination is different. Take example, today's conference. We are talking about all layers of society, including people of determination. Even though there is a big transformation in the mindset of societies, but still reality says people of determination, their lives, they are not greatly improved. Yes, mindsets have changed, but still policies and methodologies, we still notice that some of the policies and programs in reality didn't change much in the life of a people of determination. Even in the developed countries, even in the industrial countries, working hard to eradicate people of determination and discrimination matters. It is twice as high among the people, the safe and sound people. What is the reason that led to have the people of determination in a lower level than the normal person? Is it because of their issue? We have a problem in understanding what a retarded or retardation means. We have challenges, physical, material ones. Let's look deeper into researchers and what they have to say about it. Researchers on disability have mentioned many factors such as capitalism, industrial revolution, and the concept of disability in controlling marketplace alongside with the development of IT. For capitalism and the continuous industrial revolution, we know very well since the first industrial revolution and machine became replacing a human, there emerged a need to have technical expertise, which led to eliminate a certain people, such as the people of determination. What happened due to that? Many people went to churches, they are homeless, and they went to many places, unknown places. Even after the First World War and Second World War, it gave rise to many mobilities and many movements calling to eradicate the discrimination of disability. The second concept is disability as a controlling tool to the marketplace. Technology today have contributed and including people of determination in society. This gave rise. Yes, technology have freed many people of determination, freed them from many restrictions, but still at the same time, and due to the fast pace of technology, this made it hard to find a technology suits the people of determination. And I think governments, they have to make available accessibility to AI and technologies in affordable prices to everyone, including people of determination. The other thing is related to, I don't know if the slides are, if you can read me the title, please. The development of an IT society. As the speakers before me talked about the fourth industrial revolution, and since we are going towards adopting AI technologies, all of that led to find new jobs. So it is required from those people working in those new jobs, they need to have high skills and qualities, special talents. This will lead to eliminate a big portion of societies, in particular people of determination, since they haven't gotten enough education, because those programs, they are not designed to be dealt with by people of determination. And of course, about designing the environment and regulating the marketplace. Let's assume there are people of determination have been able to reach a new job. But once that people of determination reaches that marketplace or that job needs to be equipped with the right tools and right equipment to deal with the people of determination. So in reality, we have too many examples to the obstacles facing the people of determination in their journey to get a job. Those obstacles might be previous obstacles before getting the job, and they can be subsequent to getting the job. For the first type of obstacles, which is before getting the job, I have obstacles related to choosing and having assigned a job. So choosing a job or assigned a job, we can find many obstacles and difficulties, such as reaching an advertisement for a job. For example, today, many job requirements are designed in a way that do not take into consideration a people of determination for having difficulty in hearing, for example, or seeing. Not having a format for registering for a job for the people of determination. So it's very difficult for people of determination to obtain a job. The marketplace itself, the institution or the employer itself, the building is not qualified to receive a people of determination. We don't have a mechanism for examinations. All of those are difficulties facing the people of determination. Even if the people of determination had acquired the job, as I said, the environment of the job is not equipped to receive that person. So the arrangements and reasonable arrangements are not there to deal with the people of determination. So many employers, they say, if I will assign a people of determination in my company, that will cost me a great deal of money. So no, I need a very normal person without any disabilities, because it's costly. The training programs. If the training programs were designed for people of determination, they could help. There are many discriminative practices. Not having a promotion because he's a people of determination, and not having a continuous support because he's a people of determination. All of the eliminating, isolating that person, or putting him to early retirement. All of those are challenges to the people of determination. It is difficult for me to talk about the efforts of one country. On the global level, there are many efforts. On the level of UN, the UN are interested in human rights in general, but when they started dealing with people of determination, they started in the 70s with the shy initiatives, such as international programs and trainings and initiatives. They were humble initiatives and programs, and they even chose many terminologies relating to disabilities and relating to the problem that person suffered from, which is not appropriate, but still they were initiatives, even though humble. So there is a legal framework also. In 2015, by the end of 2015, sustainability objectives were adopted, and they reached out all sustainability objectives, and they need to be achieved. And those objectives, as my colleagues have said, those objectives are about education and many other aspects, and they include many other fields, including people of determination in education and profession. For the legal framework, we have an international convention, and it is considered an obligatory document for countries. It makes countries adhere to the making available jobs for people of determination. This convention, it stated that people of determination need to be considered in the marketplace and in the new emerging jobs. Also, another important aspect in this convention, an obligation to the countries to have programs designed for the people of determination and eliminate discrimination aspects. Also, equality mentioned in that convention. Many decision makers, they do not fully understand what equality means. Equality in the convention means differently. Equality is not just to deal with people equally, regardless of their religion, ethnicity, or disability. For the people of determination, equality, it means to make available enabling factors such as reasonable arrangements. Many countries, they don't do those arrangements because they are expensive. The other thing is to deal even with people of determination, those severe disabilities or intellectual, mental disabilities. We need to deal with those people. We need to give them their full right to live. I cannot say this person is mentally ill and therefore he is unqualified and I don't need to make available for him a job. No. This person, this mentally ill person, needs to have full chance, gets a job, live a very good life, and to make available many programs to exploit their abilities. There is a convention as well. For me, each country, since the UAE is a member of this convention, each country has to establish a national action plan to coordinate the efforts regarding people of determination. So no one should do an independent effort, so all the efforts need to be collective and coordinated on the country level. there are many misconceptions, such as, okay, they are disabled people, they can go to Zayed Disabled Institute. It's as simple as that to them, but in reality it shouldn't be like that. All society, all community, all institutions are responsible to take care, protect the rights of people of determination. Also the monitoring aspects. Countries need to establish a monitoring system to monitor people of determination and implementation of the convention. And in New York, this convention is held annually, and it has important aspects. The fiscal space, or the balance sheet of countries. Countries used to dedicate a balance sheet or a budget. Because we always deal with people of determination as a charitable cause, unfortunately countries, they depend on sponsorships and patronage of other parties and philanthropists. This is a wrong conception. We need to have strategies, national strategies, with programs supporting and enabling people of determination and dealing with them equally. For the sustainable objectives, sustainable development objectives, we talked about it earlier, but what matters to me, I don't know if I've changed the slide, but still there are objectives in the sustainable development. We have sub-themes and overarching themes, and they are dealing with to work on promoting those sub-themes for the people of determination. Most importantly, accessibility to jobs as equal as a normal person. There is an important person. Those sustainable development has KPIs. I can mention the range of salaries for people of determination. In most cases, people of determination, they are not assigned in leadership positions. So we need to look carefully to that. Are people of determination getting fair chance of being promoted in their jobs? So those KPIs, they need to be measured carefully, because countries, they have many problems in databases and statistics related to the people of determination. Many countries, they don't have statistics available, accurate statistics, and therefore they fail to measure their performance in the sustainable development objectives concerning people of determination and including them in societies. If we can briefly and quickly look at the national methodology to protect people of determination and give them the right to jobs. On the national level, the Constitution protected the right of everyone to work and education. Also, the country have put in place many legislations and laws and regulations to enable people of determination from obtaining jobs. But what matters to me is to mention the achievement, the last achievement in 2018, issuing a cabinet resolution number 43 of 2018 to protect and support people of determination. This resolution tackled the reasonable arrangements for people of determination. This is the first time the UAE legislation to tackle this issue. This resolution was courageous, actually, to have reasonable arrangements for people of determination in workplaces. So all aspects of life in the people of determination's life is a challenge. So therefore we need to arrange and facilitate the country. If you can put me to slide 40, please, not to take long.
سلسلة 40 انعكاسات الجهود. اوكي سامحوني يا شباب معلش. طيب طبعا مثل ما تلاحظ.
And as you can see, since we started talking about the efforts the national framework and the people of determination, it is clear to us what are the impacts. We have many clear impacts I would like to conclude with and emphasize on. There are impacts for international efforts impacting the legal system of the country. Once the country is a member of the International Convention for the People of Determination and achieving the Sustainable Development Objectives, but still there are many challenges, and it's important for us to take into consideration here. First of all, continue to have obstacles about disability. This is an important point. If you pardon me, just 3 minutes, please. The first challenge is that we have obstacles, that people look down to the disabled people because of the lack of awareness and outreach sessions. We need to eliminate the way people look at the disabled person. There is a negative impact to the medical disabilities. There are many members of society, some of them decision makers. They look to disability as a sickness. They say, God may cure them, they are ill. Those words, they affect negatively because they treat us as sick people. There is unclarity in the methodologies, such as protesting against discrimination. That includes disability and people of determination. If I don't give access to a wheelchair person, so this is a discrimination in the perspective of a human rights. Equality. We need to deal with people of determination equally. We need to find a new detection, monitoring and implementation frameworks to implement those conventions and laws and legislations effectively. Last but not least, in conclusion, we need to make amendments. We need to amend our legislations. First, we need to commensurate our national legislations regarding the rights of people of determination in alignment with their human rights, not contradicting the provisions of religion. Two, we need to include national legislations. We need to put sufficient provisions in law for the people of determination. We need to increase many federal and local laws regarding the people of determination. Our national provisions don't have proportionate and dissuasive sanctions against those who violate the disability violations. So we need to have proportionate and dissuasive sanctions against those who do not respect the people of determination. Since we are talking about national strategies for the Industrial Revolution, education, jobs, qualification, and millions and millions of strategies, some of them are centralized and some other are not centralized. If we want to achieve a full inclusion for people of determination in society, we need to put those strategies and design them to direct all layers of society, including people of determination. So we do not need to discriminate people of determination apart from other society. So all of those strategies, they do not include us. This is a small story I will conclude with. A woman came to me, she talked to me about Sustainable Development Initiative. She told me in this initiative, they want to direct them to the people of determination. She said, we have finished the drafting of the new university. I asked, does your initiative include people of determination? She said, no. So I said, how are you looking to sustainable development objective, but you do not include people of determination in your initiative? This is what I wanted to tell you. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm sorry if I took long. Thank you and have a nice day.
بنهاية ورقة
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed. And from those papers that were presented, I think there is a gap between legislations and reality with regards to the education outcomes and developing a human capital and the regulating legislations and including people of determination and the reality, as Dr. Ahmed has said. Also the obstacles in society against education, technical education and vocational education. I am talking from a reality and from experience. When we tell someone, if your daughter or son, do you encourage them to a vocational education? She answers yes, but they first need to finish their academic education, then go to vocational education. Let's open the floor for questions and remarks. We have 20 minutes to conclude the panel.
تفضل. اسمك الكريم ومؤسسة.
I am Abdel Bari Al-Shahari from Emirates Academy. First, I would like to thank the ECSSR. Also, I would like to extend my thanks to His Excellency Professor Jamal Sanat Suwaidi for giving us a chance to attend. I would like to add to what Dr. Ahmed Ash-Shamsi has said about the people of determination. I formerly was working at the USA in the UAE embassy at the USA. We have hosted and included people of determination, sent them from the Ministry of Education in UAE to study in the USA. Those students finished their education, high school education, diploma and bachelor in Gallaudet University, and after they graduated, they were sent back to the UAE and they were assigned to different jobs. We first praise Allah that our country gives complete attention to the people of determination and also to include them in society. So I think there is no discrimination between a normal person or a disabled person. But still, people of determination are part of our society. They took their part in education. They come back to the country to participate in job. And thank you. Can I remark to that? Just a moment. People of determination is a name called by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. Just if I may clarify, some of you might notify and noted that I used the disabled people. This is what I'm used to say. And this is the term used by the UN Convention. This term is used in books. I don't like it. It says people disabled, but I don't like it. But still, We stress and emphasize that UAE has exerted great efforts in supporting all categories of society, including people of disabled people. I was lucky to get support. I was abroad for 20 years studying. The Ministry of Education and Higher Education supported me, and they make available all support to me, even job. I am working in a respective job, but in fact, when we use and compare and even put international practices and reading books, we always try to give a real picture to the whole world that since we are too keen to have a pioneer country, we always seek to fill the gaps, if they really exist, in order to fill those gaps and do the remedies to be the first in the world.
تفضل دكتور نجيب.
السلام عليكم. الواقع
In reality, Dr. Ahmed, if you are a people of determination, I hope to be a people of determination, because you are pride of the country, and it emphasizes on what Ms. Asma said. The ability of the Emirati citizens are high to obtain the right abilities, and this is the challenge that we see today. And it emphasizes the truth that the UAE citizens are well prepared and capable and fully prepared to include themselves in any job they do. We talked, but still, however, the problem sometimes in some leaderships, they do not understand fully what job requirement is in a government or private sector institutions. This is the problem. That's why the unemployment problem is a phenomenon today. We have 40,000 citizens looking for a job. And when we go abroad and we say in UAE we have unemployment, people get shocked. They say, you citizens are consisting of 10% of the full population of the country and still you are unemployed. So people are shocked. This is a phenomenon. Unemployment, females and males, unemployed. It is a reality. We have many shapes of unemployment. All shapes of unemployment, they exist here at the country. So the cabinet resolution, it may contribute or participate to solve the problem of unemployment. Our citizens, they are capable, they are pride of our country. The people who spoke today in the morning and now, all of those experts, we are very happy to see them, but still we have unemployment. It is a phenomena and we need to tackle it. Vocational schools, on the other hand, this exists since the 60s. Since the Kuwaiti education, we used to have industrial, agricultural and commercial schools and even nursing institutes. Those schools graduated prominent figures. Those institutes today, even the nursing institutes, they are dead. They no longer exist. We have technical institutions today, but they don't exist all around the country. We see commercial, industrial and agricultural institutions. They don't exist no more. Back at the time, they were useful and beneficial. I think we need to have those institutions back, to develop them, of course, to build them from scratch, and to make sure that those institutions will fill the gap in the unemployment phenomena. We need to have graduates from those institutions. We need to put them in universities to have leaderships. Why don't we develop those vocational institutions to do its role regardless of any other institutions? So all of those schools and institutions, they graduate alumni. So I hope the Ministry of Education will reconsider having those schools once again, develop them.
أستاذ نجيب على المداخلة. هو فعلا تم مراجعة هذه القرارات.
Well, thank you very much for your remark. And there is professional and applied schools. They exist in each emirate, but still, in the Ministry of Education right now, we established something called the applied methodology. It exists in schools. It exists in other categories, such as encouraging agriculture. We have academies, agricultural academies throughout schools. Those technical and applied schools, they contributed greatly in filling the gap. It has different names, but it is all gathered in one school, so we have different measures in one school. In the same school, we might have many schools, except for agriculture. We have industry and commercial school. They are one school now. It has measures. We have industrial, applied, and commercial in the same school. They study business in applied schools. So those schools you've mentioned, they are augmented under one school. And the outcomes are promising. Our students, more than 90%, they don't need elementary teaching in university. Our target is to have 100%, but let us not be rushing things. We are more than 90%. This number we never seen before, not in private school, not in public school. I was responsible for the statistics. Today, our outcomes, they reached more than 40% in public schools and more than 90% in ad hoc schools. I think we are on the right track. We always working on the benchmark to compare between us and other countries in international examinations or tests. And we come so far now. We have a certain target. Our students today, they take first 10th ranks in international examinations. So our technical and vocational schools, they are a pioneer and they are getting us places. So hopefully this recommendation will be put and reconsidered of the things that we will encourage. We will have new academies, in particular professional or vocational ones such as agriculture, carpentry. We apply those in professional. We apply those measures, but still in agriculture we found out that it wasn't very successful in the past because we do not really need it. The UAE community is a small community, so from this small community we need to make available thousands of jobs.
نتمنى أن كل إماراتي يعني طموح كل إماراتي عنده.
We hope that each citizen can do 5 professions, not just one profession. So we are not encouraging for an Emirati to do one job, no. We need them to do 5 professions during their lifetime. Dr. Falasi might agree. Each 5 years you need to change a profession. You need to develop yourself. This is our objective. In the UAE, we are a small population. We need to learn that each individual needs to learn 5 professions during his life.
السلام عليكم. أنا الدكتورة ريم هاشم.
Dr. Reem Hashim. I will not speak from academic point of view, but as a mother. We talked about challenges in the first panel, and we talked about challenges now. Those challenges talked about if we want to make change, we need to have collaboration from all stakeholders. But what took my attention each time we said change, we always talked about putting in place policies, teachers, students, and the sentence ends there. But we miss the most important stakeholder, and I give them not less than 30% of the change. It is society itself. I see. Those panels are important, yes, but they talk about academics, they talk about decision makers. But the most important part of those sessions which is missed here is society and community itself. In previous sessions and panels, they talked about artificial intelligence, about our students as consumers and not as manufacturers. We do not compete. We still talk now about the vocational aspect. We still talk in the same time. We are consumers. We train our students to consume, but we do not train them to manufacture. To give you my point of view, we as parents, we are concerned, we are responsible for our students. We take care of them when they come back from school. We do activities with them. Sport, for example, I send my sons to karate, arts and music, but still, newly, there are new activities we don't know about as families, such as activities related to artificial intelligence, which is the topic of the session. So recently I've been sending my sons to learn about designing softwares, design YouTube channels. I'm trying to involve them, make them love during their school life to love artificial intelligence. This actually does not exist with families. When I talk as a mother, when I talk to other families and parents, they're all shocked when I tell them I direct my sons to artificial intelligence, not to sports. But still, from my point of view as an academic person, this will develop the new generation, a productive one, not a consumers. This is a very big challenge a UAE has to face. The UAE has to pay more attention to enable the role of family to change the mindset of their own child. In schools and after school, how can I direct this child to become a technology expert somehow? I'm not an Emirati, but I'm living here since 11 years. We as foreigners, those challenges become relevant to us as they are to you as Emiratis. So I lived 11 years here. I consider myself one of you. So I'm talking as an Emirati now. Our children, we need to give them jobs, opportunities during their school life. When they become 11 or 12 years, we need to involve them in some jobs. For example, I've seen this in Australia. A student, 13 years old, will start doing some job. We are working in a human, on a social point of view, on scientific point of view. In my point of view, this will mitigate the risk that you talked about, which concerned that mothers sometimes they refuse their child to work in professional matters. It is not a questions actually, it is just an intervention. I talked enough, no problem. With regards to the activities outside school times, I don't know if there is anyone with us from the Ministry of Education, but still the Ministry of Education are exerting efforts to find a model. They call it the community school. This school opens its doors to all community for those who wants to do any activity outside the school times. This community school has a wide spectrum of fields of activities the student can use to build their skills. In addition to developed curriculum and advanced curricula such as vocational or the career consultancy curricula to open the students' minds to a wide range of new opportunities in the future. Also to have different activities related to AI, the selection of the parents who are, those are the ones who choose what their sons will be in the future sometimes. But I will say it again, all of those things, they exist in the UAE for the Emirati and for the foreigners. For the training during the school time, I believe Dr. Al-Hamari talked about a certain experiment. In reality, in summer vacation and spring vacation, it's total 4 months. Many government, private and semi-governments, they have programs to bring school students to teach them and give them skills, academic ones and vocational ones, to prepare those students to the near future. Dr. Al-Hamari, do you want to add to that? Yes, we have multiple programs and facts. In brief, please. Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed has launched programs. Each vacation, we have started admission for this spring vacation. Students can work on commercial industries. They might be wholesale and retail and other things, such as the difficult ones, such as bakery and other professional markets. We've started those programs to include students in the market. We have multiple fields and areas where students can work in to prepare them to develop skills. This year or during the coming 2-3 years, we had international competitions such as the World Competition for Skills and the Asian Competition for Skills. All of those competitions were non-educational. The students have to self-educate themselves. Robots. We had an award for the kids, 6th grade. They competed in this championship. So all of those things are considered a non-classroom education, self-education process. In our schools we have teachers, they are with us today. Number of students participating in those programs and contributing to those skill championships are higher than the persons that we train in workshops. So those non-classroom attendance is more than the personnel we intentionally train. So I think there is an awareness amongst the youngsters. I believe in the youth. Anyone from my age, they don't believe in youth as I do. The youth are our generations. They are the upcoming leaders, and they are the ones to lead the country to successfulness and to technology. So we need to believe in them, and we need to give them the environment to embrace them. Each one of us has a certain set of skills. We need to develop it. We need to work based on trial and error. Our country is young in age compared to others. Our students, they compete with countries 600 years old countries. You need to know. Each Emirati, each year in the UAE equals 10 years outside the UAE. This is a challenge. Everyone needs to be prepared. Even the foreigners, they can be part of this. Today, through the Ministry of Education, we bring teachers to sciences from foreigners holding high schools. They study in a training program in Khalifa University. We have big numbers of foreigners. This is an example for benefiting from the foreigners. Thank you very much. Time is up and we will not receive any more comments. If you have any question or a comment, you can ask it after the panel, because we have one last paper. Thank you very much. Thanks to the ECSSR for giving us the chance to discuss our papers. Dr. Al-Hamadi, Asma and Dr. Ahmed, thank you very much.
شكرا لجميع المشاركين.
Thank you very much, everyone. Right now, we will review a survey of the ECSSR about how convenient to graduate skills for the requirements of the marketplace in the UAE, presented by Mr. Fadil Mahri, Acting of Opinion Polls Department, Emirates Center for Strategic Studies and Research. Please, the floor is yours.
السلام عليكم. في البداية
In the beginning, and before reviewing the poll results, I would like to give a brief about the Opinion Polls Department, which depends on polls from the public from different political, cultural, economic point of view, and it gives services to institutions, private sector throughout polls. Since the ECSSR is keen, this poll contributes to education, and it says that graduates' skills, capabilities to UAE labor market requirements. This study was conducted in 2019, first week of May. The study was separated to 3 surveys: one survey to university students, one survey to the professors in universities, and one survey to the employers of human resources. The survey of students tells us that 20% of university students were from the UAE university, 13.9% from the higher technical university, 13.3% from Sharjah, and the list goes on as the diagram shows. The vocational status was 85.9% of students are unemployed and 14.1% of students are employed. 88.8% are bachelor's holders, 6.9% are diploma, 4.1% are masters, and 0.2% are PhDs. The distribution of students as per their major: management sciences are 24%, engineering 23.8%, information technology 12.6%, 11.5% media, and the list goes on as law, social sciences, psychology, design, and aviation, mathematics and statistics 0.4%, aviation 0.3%, tourism 0.3%. The teachers survey, it included 16.4% of teachers and administrative staff. 16.4% is administrative staff, and 83.6% are educational staff, such as professors, etc. Distribution of education staff and administrative as per university. Zayed University 25.3, Abu Dhabi University 16.5, Technical College 13.9, and the list goes on as shown by the diagram on the right. For the employers survey, the human resources and emiratization 41%, Sharjah Human Resources 23%, Federal Authority for Human Resources 16.4%, Human Resources in Dubai 16.4%, Human Resources in Abu Dhabi 14.8%, Economic Development Department 11.5%, Human Resources Al Fujairah 9.9%, Central Human Resources Ajman 8.2%, Education Council and Human Resources 3.3. Let's forget. I would like to thank all universities and employers contributing to the successfulness of this poll. The first question was directed to questions. We asked, do you think that university has given you the right skills to achieve successfulness in your future practical plans? 52.5 said yes. University has given them the right skills. 39.1 says it's moderate. 6% says it's weak, and 2.3 said that they don't know. Second question was,
جامعي هل خريج
and this is a question to teachers, are the alumni in the past 3 years have the right skills to job marketplace? 14.3 said that they agree strongly. 46.8 they agreed only. 28.6 to a certain extent. 3.9 they did not agree, and 6.5 said they don't know. The question was directed to the human resources. We asked, university alumnus assigned to jobs in the past 3 years, did they have the right skills to work in the company? 16.9 they agreed strongly. 34.9 they just agreed. 33.7 they agreed to some extent. 4.8% they did not agree. 9.6% they said they don't know. The question also directed to institutions and companies. What is the importance of having international experience prior working in your company? 44.7 said it is important to have international experience. 16.5 said it's very important. More than half said that having a previous international experience, they said it is important. This means we might reconsider having scholarship abroad, because companies, they think that having previous international experience is very important. What are the skills and capabilities that are considered more important in the field of work? Please give us the importance and the skills. There are different sentences. Each sentence was measured from 1 to 5. 1 is least important and 5 is most important. All sentences, they got great importance, but we can see all categories, students, teachers and employers agreed to the first, which is individual skills. Second is communication skills, and third came relationship skills. Technical skills, they are the ad hoc and they were not from the first ranks. So in general, individual skills, they mattered much for students, teachers and employers. Another question to students and teachers and employers: do your university cooperate with institutions and cooperations? 66.5 said that yes, there is cooperation. 29.1 they didn't know if there is any cooperation. 4.4 they said no, there is no cooperation. The teachers, 89.7 said there is cooperation. 7.7% said they don't know. 2.6 said they there is no cooperation. A question to human resources institutions: is there any cooperation between your institution and university? 65.9 said yes, 23.5 said they don't know, 10.6 said no. What is the frequency of cooperation between the universities? This question was directed to companies. 43.8 said based on circumstances, 20.5 said sometimes, and 35.6 said on regular basis. What is the frequency between the university and the company? 20% said in sometimes, 35% said regularly, once each month. We can see that there is no clear mechanism between cooperation between universities and human resources. Last, some of the suggestions from students and teachers. The students suggested to increase practical training and workshops, increase the measures, focus more on the needs of the marketplace, balance between Arabic and English language, cooperate between university and companies to employ alumni. Suggestions of teachers: take care of applied training and vocational, update curricula on ongoing basis to cope up with the requirements of marketplace, develop the media platforms and connect the assessment of students to the marketplace needs, have measures that align with the strategy of the country, contribute with the employers and share with them the outcomes of curricula, increase the job opportunities and taking care of research skills. This in a brief was the outcomes of the poll. Thank you very much.
وإلى هنا.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, first day of our conference is concluded, entitled Education and Jobs of the Future, Developing Qualified Human Capital to Secure UAE's Progress. Till we meet again tomorrow at 10 sharp in the morning. Thank you very much and have a nice day.